the whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
So today we're going to be going over the best team captain to pick in Madden 23, and also going to be going over the best free 82 overall you guys can pick. If you actually pre-order Madden before it releases with the All Madden edition, you have until August 18th to pre-order. You do get a free 82 overall Headliners Fantasy Pack. I'm going to go over the best one of that as well. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Corey Boyd for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel. Turn the notification bell on and comment down below. Noti Gang. And also, guys, we do have the NFL season coming up. We currently have the NFL preseason going on. So if you guys want to check out Underdog Fantasy, you can use code ZERK to match first deposit up to $100 and follow me over on Twitter for my picks. And as well, if you guys want to hop in and draft a Best Ball Mania 3 team, the $10 million prize pool tournament, don't miss out on your chance because it is filling up very, very quickly. And also, if you guys did not already see the giveaway I'm running for 5 All Madden editions of Madden 23, make sure you guys enter that. Link is at the top of the comment section. All right, so let's go over the 4 team captain options that we actually have in Madden 23. Now, when you first get the game, you will be able to go ahead and pick one of these 4 team captains, and then you will also be able to go ahead and play some solo challenges to get them up to 88 overall. So for this video, you guys can see this is the base 85 overall Keyshawn Johnson. Usually the way that you get the player, it's like a solo challenge, whatever. I'm going to show you guys the 88 overall versions of these cards because this is really what you'll be able to get very, very quickly. Now, 88 overall Keyshawn Johnson, you guys can see he's got 85 speed with 87 catch, 88 catch in traffic, 86 spectacular catch, 87, 87, and 85 for the route running. Now, as of this very moment, we do not know if there is an exchange to where you could exchange your team captains at a later point, whatever. So I'm pretty much going to base this off of you're going to have these cards all year long. If you're not familiar with team captains, usually they will continuously drop new tokens that you can get to level up them throughout the year. Now, also something else you guys need to keep in mind here is that Keyshawn Johnson is 6'4". So he's got some really, really good height, which they did say this year that height is going to matter even more when it comes to like aggressive catch situations. And I do like that. I will say though, with wide receivers, right? It's never necessarily a bad option to take a wide receiver as your team captain. Last year we had Lance Allworth, which that card was pretty good. But you'll kind of notice with the way they're going to be doing Keyshawn Johnson's stats, right? Starting off this year, 85 speed, there are many receivers that we currently know of that have 86 or even 87 speed in Tyreek Hill's case, to where Keyshawn Johnson, I think right off the bat, isn't necessarily going to be a starter you can have on your team for that long, because a lot of the rookie premieres have 86 speed, and you definitely will find out that speed is kind of key in Madden. However, I like the Keyshawn card. Is he my favorite? No, and you guys know if you've been around the channel for a long time, I actually really like going with depth position players like wide receiver, because he can always be your wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, but taking a look at the other options, I actually am not going to say Keyshawn Johnson to be your pick. And another thing you guys need to keep in mind here as well is that these team captains, they do get every single team chem. So if you guys have a theme team, these players will work really, really well for your theme team, which is a point I'm bringing up here as we get to Larry Zonka, because fullback is actually a position that some theme teams don't actually have. And I think Larry Zonka, to be honest, is one of the better team captains you can potentially pick. And the reason I say that is because he is a great run blocking fullback to have instantly to start the game. 88 overall fullback, 83 run block, 86 lead block, 87 impact block. He also has 82 speed and 84 strength. Now, if you're not somebody maybe that really utilizes your fullback, you want to get maybe more use out of your team captain pick, I can understand why you wouldn't want to go with Larry Zonka. To be honest with you, he's probably in my top 2 right now for the rankings. He's honestly either 1 or 2. I'm kind of leaning towards taking him though, although I don't even use a fullback that often. With someone like Keyshawn Johnson, he'd probably end up being my wide receiver 4 within the first couple days of the game, and probably won't even see the field. At least with Larry Zonka, if you come out, if you're in I form, whatever, you also could sub in Larry Zonka based on whatever formations you're in, right? If you know you're going to run the ball and you're coming out in single back, you can sub him in at tight end and have him be a blocker with 83 run block to start the year. And also, if you like to run like fullback dives or just run with your fullback, he does have good catching as well at 73 catch, 87 carrying. So I think Zonka is definitely going to be a very, very popular pick. And throughout the year, as they continue to upgrade the team captains, his speed is just going to get better. His strength is just going to get better. His run blocking is already really, really good. But by the end of the year, this card should easily have 90 plus run block you would hope for. So I actually really like the fullback option of Larry Zonka. And not to mention, he also is 237 pounds. And for those of you guys that maybe have not played Madden in recent years, weight really, really matters, especially on next gen Madden. So if you want to sub him in at running back, if it's 3rd and 1 and you really don't have a tank type of running back, well, Larry Zonka, you could sub him in, try to truck over someone, pick up that first down. I like the pick. Now, next up, we have a defensive tackle with Sam Adams, which also EA said that they decided to go with Sam Adams here in a DT as well as a fullback because not a lot of theme teams tend to have defensive tackles available. Now, we don't exactly know what his weight is going to be, but if you look online, I think he's probably going to be about 340 pounds, maybe even a little bit bigger, which is really, really good for a defensive tackle. You really want to have that weight of DT, where someone like Vita Vea is 347 pounds, and he was one of the biggest defensive tackles in Madden 22. I definitely love the weight on Sam Adams here. He also has pretty good speed for a DT. 78 speed, 79 acceleration. He has 88 strength, 87 block shed, 88 power move as well. Honestly, if you take Sam Adams, I legitimately think that if you're not someone who really, really uses a defensive tackle like that, or if you just want a guy to get in there and stop the run, Sam Adams is really, really good. In my personal opinion, I really feel like Sam Adams and Larry Zonka, in terms of getting the most use out of them and also the cards being really good, I think they're number 1 and number 2, which is going to shock a lot of you guys that actually think the DT and the fullback are the best options compared to a depth position like wide receiver or corner. But I think it's really a toss-up between this two, and it comes down to your personal preference in terms of which one will you get the most use out of. And right now, I think myself, I want to say I'm leaning more towards going with Larry Zonka, just because I don't personally use defensive tackles that often. But if you do use DTs, Sam Adams is nice. And the final team captain option is Eric Allen. He's got 86 speed, 87 excel, 87 man, 85 zone, and 86 press. Now, as of this very moment that I'm recording this video, the fastest wide receiver that we are aware of that will be at the start of Madden 23 has 87 speed, and that's Tyreek Hill. So 86 speed on Eric Allen is really good. The man, the zone, the press, it's all really, really balanced. It definitely looks like a pretty solid card. But I do have one big issue with this card, and that's his height. He is 5'10", and as I said, height actually is supposed to matter a lot more this year when it comes to wide receivers versus DBs, at least according to the blog that EA put out a couple of days ago. So having a 5'10" cornerback out there definitely scares me a little bit. In my opinion, I think Eric Allen is probably, I would probably put him at 3rd or 4th with Keyshawn Johnson, but I may put Keyshawn at number 3 based on the info that EA put out, and he's 6'4", and definitely a really, really good receiver. The stats on Eric Allen look good, but being 5'10", really, really scares me. I would say Eric Allen is probably number 4 for me, Keyshawn at number 3. Number 2, I'm gonna say Sam Adams, and number 1, Larry Zonka. You could honestly swap Sam Adams or Larry Zonka depending on your personal preference, but those are, in my opinion, the rankings of the best team captains to pick. Now let's go over the 82 overall headliners that you guys will get as an option. If you pre-order the game before August 19th, then you will be able to get this fantasy pack. You'll have an option of any of these 82 overalls. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like there's truly only like 3 options here. Mikal Walker, 80 speed, 82 excel, definitely not interested in him. Milton Williams, 77 speed, 80 block shed, not interested in him. Jon Runyan is an option that you might consider. This is one of the 3 that I would say you maybe could consider here, just so you get an offensive lineman and O-lineman at the beginning of the year. You can get away with having a guy like 82 overall Jon Runyan on your team for a little bit. Aside from him, James Conner, 79 speed running back, absolutely not. Elijah Moore, I would say, is another option here. He is an 84 speed wide receiver with 81 catch in traffic. You know, the route running isn't really all that crazy. And then finally, we have Caleb Farley, which I think by far and away is going to be the #1 pick for most people. As I said, I think John Runyon is definitely like a potential pick, but having an 87 speed cornerback in Caleb Farley here with 86 acceleration as well, 81 man coverage, only 76 zone. The coverage isn't really there, but the speed, man. 87 speed. I really don't know how you can pass up on that. And with that being said, guys, that is, in my opinion, the best headliners player to pick within Caleb Farley or probably John Runyon. I think it's really between those two. And I guess that comes down to the rest of your cornerbacks that you have on your team. And if you feel like you don't want to get the 87 speed corner, you could go with John Runyon, and also the best team captain to pick at the start of Madden 23 as well. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.